Hey guys, Victoria here, and welcome back to the Geeky Sandbox. So, it's been a long time. I've been gone for just maybe a few days, maybe a week or so. But I had really bad allergy spell, and I was very nasally, and going into that whole growth stage of your allergies draining and all that stuff. And so I sounded very, very weird. I don't know if you can hear a hint of it now, but last week was pretty bad. So I wanted to give myself a little time to have my allergies clear up and stuff like that. So that way I wouldn't sound weird recording a video with audio only. So as usual, we're going to be going over our top 5 moments from American Horror Story Season 8 Apocalypse with the episode titled Forbidden Fruit, which is episode 3. And we have, as usual, guys, a lot to talk about. There's a lot going on, and usually episode 3 is where I get a little worried with American Horror Story, at least right after Coven, because right at episode 3 I've experienced the whole feeling where maybe the season drops off for me, and then maybe keeping up with the episodes isn't as important to me. You know what I mean? It's easy to fall behind shows whenever the episodes kind of hit a drop off point and you're kind of not 100% invested or necessarily interested. So I do hope that episode 3 was good, but I do hope episode 4 is also just as good. So I'm really proud of Brad and Ryan Murphy and all the people over at American Horror Story, just kind of working to keep this season going, because this is supposed to be like this kind of redemption season, because like I always talk about, some of the seasons are a bit of a hit or miss. So anyways, guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into my top 5 moments. Number 5, Langdon goes to his father, Satan, for help. So he's trying to see the dark sides of everyone, and he just kind of finds a way to provoke all of them. And he attempts to force Mallory to reveal her dark side, and she gets a little uncomfortable, understandably, and she attempts to leave, which leads to Mallory showing her abilities as a witch. She blows up fire behind her. Langdon retaliates, and she does it again, and it just kind of freaks him out. And I'm shocked because he's actually shocked, and he seems afraid, and neither of them know exactly what's going on. They don't know who the other person really is, and it was really a great start to the beginning of the episode. And just to finish out this number 5 strong, he says to his father as he's praying to him, hey, I thought I killed all of them, but one of them is here. And so he's referring to Mallory being one of the witches from that Coven, which we know season 3 of American Horror Story was Coven. So he's afraid of Mallory. He's afraid that, some error, he created some kind of error along the way, and he didn't get rid of their whole line. And, just that scene alone just shows how much more powerful the witches are, and they have a strong will and a lot of strength to just overpower him. Number 4, Miss Mead and Miss Venable plot to kill everyone in the house, including Langdon, so that they will be the only 2 going to the sanctuary. And they want to do it with apples. They plan on injecting the apples with snake venom and just killing and poisoning everyone. Throughout this, we learn about Miss Mead's past. It was beautifully written, as beautiful as American Horror Story can get, I guess. And it was amazingly narrated by Kathy Bates. She did a really great job. And she just kind of talks to Miss Venable about all of this and just how she's conflicted about being an android, and she really wonders if her memories are her own. And that does come into play a little bit later in the episode. Number 3, Coco's boyfriend survived the blast, and he kills Coco. This whole time we've been thinking that he didn't make it, that he died, but he's actually been following her trail, trying to catch up with her just so he can talk to her. Air quote. So he eventually sneaks onto a horse, which, this horse and carriage actually is carrying a crate of apples from the cooperative. Is the only people we can guess who would send that. And so he sneaks onto the horse and carriage, gets into the house, and she's kind of flirting her way into the sanctuary. Coco is, because she thinks that this big masquerade ball Halloween party thing that Venable and Mead put together in order to kill everyone, she thinks that Langdon is dressed up and that she's talking to him, and she thinks that she's gonna kind of seduce her way into the sanctuary. But then, lo and behold, she finds out that it's her boyfriend, and he stabs her in the head. And though I'm pretty sure there would have never been any other reason for him to be there, I was still shocked when this happened. Number 2, oh my God, Miss Venable and Miss Mead actually successfully poisons the entire house. I just kept thinking someone's gonna find them out, someone's gonna figure out what's going on, somebody's gonna stop it. But no, like, nobody calls this whole plan to fail, and I was kind of like, what the hell? And I loved every minute of it. It actually happened, and every single character in the house went down. All right, number 1. The witches are back. So of course, as always, with my top 5 moments, number 1 is always a little convoluted in the sense that there are a lot of things that kind of make up the number 1 spot, because in those last iconic 5 minutes of any episode of American Horror Story, you guys know a lot goes down. So it's firstly revealed that Langdon actually was the one who came up with the plan to poison the apples and kill the entire house. He actually planted the seed in Miss Mead's android mind. So, of course, like I said earlier on in the episode, Miss Mead kind of gives Miss Venable the idea, they execute it. And Miss Venable's kind of thinking, okay, now we're just going to kill Langdon. But instead, Langdon controls Miss Mead to point the gun and kill Miss Venable. So Miss Venable's dead. And of course, Miss Mead is very confused, and she's kind of like, what is going on? And Langdon actually says something really interesting. He just says, it's always better to let men and women dirty their hands for you. I learned that from my father. And can I just say, Cody Fern is doing an amazing job as Langdon, like 10,000 kudos to him. And, they're kind of connecting, and you kind of realize that Langdon kind of designed Miss Mead after someone in his past, which I kind of wonder if he designed her after Constance from season 1, who was played by Jessica Lange. But we'll get more into that probably in the next episode or so. Meanwhile, we've got our witches coming in, and it's, oh my God, it was just a really good scene. Cordelia comes in and she just kind of tells the other 2 witches in her coven, find our sisters. And I'm immediately like, oh, okay, they're going to raise Mallory. But instead, they bring Mallory, they bring Coco, and I can't remember our other character's name. But they bring her in as well. And of course, our all-powerful Supreme raises these guys from the dead. She breathes life into them. And they're kind of shocked. They don't know what's going on. We end the episode out with our iconic line from Madison Montgomery, played by Emma Roberts. Surprise, bitch. I bet you thought you seen the last of me. So that's it for this video, guys. If you liked it, go ahead and leave me a like rating down below, and go ahead and drop me a comment. Which part in this episode just kind of really shook you? I'll definitely say it was, because obviously I knew the witches were coming just because people spoil things. Of course, there are a bunch of gifs and like kind of hints in the trailer, but I think the thing that shocked me the most was probably the fact that Langdon planted the apple poisoning idea in Miss Mead's mind. So that was actually a nice little surprise. But what was yours? And if you're new to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can get more videos like this one. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!